Hey YouTube, it's been a while. It's me again. Yeah. Um, I've officially shaved off everything. Um, yeah, so I've been battling. I've finally dealt with all the things that are actually affecting me. So that's good. And today's topic, I think, is something that we forget is bacteria. And this is what I'm facing now is that my skin is not affected by anything, you know, like what actually caused the eczema. However, now I'm battling is the after effects of having eczema, which is the exposure of your skin to bacteria and staph infections. What a journey! I first off I went to the doctor, got a bit of uh, some creams and antibiotics. So that was a 7-day antibiotic, and it went well. It was actually brilliant. And then the 7-day ended, and then 2 days later, I started getting bad again because the antibiotics did not kill every bit of the infection that was happening over my skin. So yeah, it was mainly behind my head and on my feet. So as you do in the night, you scratch or you touch it, and there the whole cycle began again. Wow. So, gee, it was because that was a trial and tribulation. And so my second round of antibiotics, I started, and me being me, I'm like, I'm so over this that I decided to have like a methylated spirit shower. Now, I think that if people don't understand how methylated spirits can burn you, I would say, like, if you scrape yourself or something, or, if you have an accident by chance, put methylated spirits on, and you'll have a bit of a slight taste of having mess all over your body. So that was quite a painful, really, really painful experience. But I was like, all I was concentrated on is like it's killing bacteria. But my goodness, was that a sore sour? So yeah, don't try that. Don't try that. I was just yeah. So what I'm actually doing now is I should have actually got the mm, well, it's it's a shower gel that you use just before you go into operation, and it's done a really good job. It coats your skin, so I'm not using any cream after my shower because when I was going through my first round of antibiotics, I decided, okay, I'm not going to put any cream other than antibacterial cream on, and I just couldn't move. Like for at least an hour or two after a shower, I literally could not move because there was just no oil on my skin. So behind my legs and any of the real bad places are my knees. My knees were the worst part. It was just like you could feel it cracking as you're walking. It was like madly intense. So yeah, this I went to the pharmacy and I asked them, okay, look, I can't carry on because I feel that the steroid cream that I'm using is a petroleum jelly based with a bit of steroids, and that's sort of like that's enhancing the bacteria. It's giving like a hot zone because it's very oily, and it just wasn't helping. I felt I needed to stop that. So this gel is really helping after the shower. So I don't haven't used any creams after that. So that's awesome. And I'm on the second round of antibiotics, and yeah, it's slowly getting there. Like I've shaved all my hair, so I'm trying to take as much uh, precautions as I can to not have any parts on me that are got a remaining bacteria on, and hopefully, I'm just hoping that after this round it'll be alright. Wow, what a journey. So yeah, I mean, my dad always mentioned, these infections, and he's like, this is a big problem, and I mean, I realize it. The biggest issue is that when I was having eczema, I couldn't really deal with the infection because due to the fact that I was exposed to something that was affecting me, and that was making me itch the whole time. So even if I got rid of the bacteria, there was no chance of actually getting rid of all the bacteria because I'll be itching the whole time. And that's the biggest thing is like we all know that we have to get rid of the bacteria, but the problem is that it's just impossible. Like you see, like I've shown you, told you now, is that I got rid of it and it was just a little bit on the back of my head and on my feet, and that just spread like wildfire. I was it's incredible how in 2 days that can spread all over your whole body. I mean, you don't even realize it, and I was like, wow, from my feet up, and it just spread. You just touch it and yeah, there we go. So, wow, what a battle, what a battle. So what I'm trying to say is that you just maybe be mindful of the bacteria if you are if you realize that because I feel it's a different itch. You would be able to if you've had eczema for a long time, you would feel the different itch. So now I've got rid of everything that's affecting it, but it's that different itch that I realize is the bacteria. So that's why I'm going on to this whole story of bacteria and everything like that, and especially I've got sodium chloride bottles, 10 ml bottles. So if I do get itchy or something like that on those areas at night, I just put a little bit on, just to try and because the bacteria will come back over time, especially at night, doing in your bed because it's that warmth, and warmth creates that good environment for the bacteria to grow. So just put that on. It'll sting a bit, not as much as methylated spirits, but hopefully that will sort of minimize. Or even a antibacterial cream. I just don't have enough of an antibacterial cream. They don't, they only give you a small 30 ml tube, and for me to put that all over my body and also multiple times over at night is just you know I run out within 2 or 3 days, and then they'll complain that I'm using too much and I can't use too much and blah blah blah. So I've just decided to use a sodium chloride. Maybe you are more fortunate and have more antibacterial cream than me. So if that is good, happy days. So yeah, it's an incredible battle because I feel so much more energy. It's just that bacteria is really, it puts you off. It's given me quite restless nights uh, of sleep because when it comes to about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it seems to be the worst. Funny enough, I guess maybe it's that after the shower and then a few hours time, the the antibacterial cream either wears off or gets soaked into the sheets or so yeah. So I'm replacing my sheets every 2 days. Wow, so that's a lot of washing. And I've just been getting rain, and more rain, like constant weather rain for 2 weeks now. It's absolutely disastrous. So that's really made it hard to hang up the bedding and just make sure that there's as little bacteria on the bedding as possible. So yeah, so the weather's not helping me at all, and then going to work for 10 hours and then having shoes on for 10 hours a day, it's not helping the alleviate the bacteria on the feet. So that's another story that I have to try and figure out over this weekend because I realized that this round of antibiotics is sort of the last round I can have for a while. So I've got total of 6 days left. So yeah, so I'm just really trying to concentrate as much as I can on the bacteria. But yeah, it's crazy. It's incredible. It's a really it's a journey that sometimes I must admit, like, I focus so much on trying to get it out of my mind that I don't want to focus on it. But over these last 2 weeks, I sort of, like, I'm focusing on the fact, where before I was always hiding in front of computers and playing games and everything like that in order to not think about the eczema, try and stop scratching via that way, and yeah, just never really, mind wise, it took your mind totally off things, but physically, it it never really helped. Um, so that was wrong. Mm, I would have guessed. Computers are bad, and I'm here sitting in front of a computer. But oh well, touching the world day by day. Well, yeah. So that's that, and I hope you learned a little bit. It's just when you're dealing with the bacteria, if you feel that there's something that you can do in order just to minimize it, like I've also been putting on gloves sometimes, especially when I'm touching the keyboard or something. Anything that you can transfer that you use often, like your phone. You'll be funny enough how often bacteria is transferred by your own phone, and especially ours, because we touch our skin, touch our phone, then touch our skin again in a different place, and there we got transfer of bacteria, without us even realizing it. And that's what's so hard, especially with the Staphylococcus aureus bacteria. It's so resilient to everything. It's really just I'm shocked. Like, I put on these antibacterial things that they say they can really help, and it's even resisting that. So, wow. I hopefully this will work this time. So yeah, thanks for listening. Cheers. Bye.